Hello and welcome to my video on the top 3 Forex brokers in the world. By my research, I have found these 3 to be the top 3 globally, and I will go through why in the video. The first one is CMC Markets, a well-trusted broker coming out of England. And, you can see licensed and regulated. Now, all of these are going to be licensed in the FCA obligations, the Financial Services Compensation Scheme in Great Britain, assuming that's what you're trading under. One of the best regulatory bodies in the world, so you won't have to worry about that in any of these. CMC has been around for quite some time and has a plethora of products. I happen to be on the site that includes spread betting. Depends on the country you're in, but I know that is a huge thing. It's a tax deferment type of, or it's a tax free type of betting in the UK. So huge advantage there if you have the ability to take advantage of it. So you can trade multiple markets, indices, cryptos, commodities, shares, share baskets, treasuries. We'll stick with Forex though. That's mainly why we're here. And you can see that it has, some introduction, majors, minors, emergings. They have over 300 currency pairs. I believe it's 330 actually by the time it's all said and done. They have margin that falls in line with European trading, so it's 20 to 1, 33 to 1 kind of scheme. You can see, some minors here, emerging markets, Mexican peso, Russian ruble, South African rand, Hungarian forint, Czech koruna, Chinese yuan. So, there's a lot to trade out there when it comes to trading at CMC and currencies. I would also point out that again, they have the other products. So if you decide that you want to trade a CFD on crypto, then you talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Bitcoin Cash, etc. So that's one of the advantages of CMC, that you can trade CFDs on multiple assets. You're not limited to just Forex. So their platform, or platforms, I should say, is MetaTrader 4. And then they have their own platform. And you can see that it has a range of different types of charts. It's a pretty tight little platform. It gives you the ability to monitor multiple markets. It's, in my estimation, it's actually a bit clearer than MT4, but, to each his own. It is a personal preference thing. Quite frankly, if you understand trading, the platform is going to be the least of your concerns. The payment methods, so you can go to the FAQ, account applications, funding and withdrawals. So you go to funding and withdrawals, go to funding, and you can see that you can do it via debit card, transferring funds. They don't accept Amex or Diners, but they also they use the 3D Secure, which is a great little safety feature. You do have to verify your Visa. It's really simple to do. Won't take any time at all. And it's just another layer of protection. You can withdraw by clicking on withdrawal tab. It's like a back office type thing on the website. And they will reverse the charges or send a wire, depending on how that goes. As far as, news and analysis, this is more or less kind of a 30,000 foot view. There is an economic calendar. They do feature a chart. They have analysts. You can read what he has to say, that type of thing. I don't know. This is probably going to be a little more advanced in the sense that, if you need somebody to hold your hand, as it were, probably going to have to find education elsewhere. And that's fine. There are plenty of free resources out there that are pretty good as well. So the next one I will take a look at is Saxo Bank or Saxo Capital Markets. This one allows you to trade pretty much anything on the planet. So, for example, you can trade real stocks. This isn't CFDs. I mean, you can trade CFDs in stocks, bonds, ETFs. And so, like, when you look at the stock, you have access to 19,000 stocks and more. Plenty of exchanges, 37 exchanges worldwide. So you're talking about some relatively obscure ones. So you've got the Americans and the Torontonian exchanges. That's not a huge surprise. But now you're talking about Athens, Ireland, Johannesburg, Helsinki, Prague, Warsaw, Malaysia, the Hong Kong exchanges. So, I mean, it really gives you massive diversity possibilities. But going back to Forex, they have the Saxo Trader, which is the platform they use. Relatively tight spreads. Are they the best? Probably not in the world, but you are paying to trade with a real bank at this point. You have the ability to trade options as well, and you can jump into CFDs for commodities. I mean, so if you're looking to really spread out, this is probably going to be one of your best opportunities worldwide. Do not take U.S. customers, neither does CMC for that matter. So that's the one downside. If you happen to be an American, you're kind of out of luck. They do have inspiration is what they call it, events and webinars, and their analysts are fairly well known. You can go to macro and, what do they think about what's going on in the world? So, for example, podcasts that came out on the 29th of January, volatility unlikely to fade quickly, and they kind of go into depth as to why they think that is. Leverage is typical European leverage, 33 to 1, 20 to 1, depending on what you're trading. Lots of extras, but again, this is not a hand-holding exercise here. They will not be holding your hand through the process. This is a professional platform, so you do have to keep that in mind. Funding and withdrawals, you can do card or bank. You can go back and forth through sub-accounts if you happen to be managing various accounts. You can also do a portfolio transfer. So that's such as if you own stock in a company that's publicly traded, like stock in, I don't know, like maybe Walmart or Tesco or something like that. You can transfer it over into your account and it will appear there. You can fund your account with that as it were, like you could with any other true brokerage. Heavily regulated, just like CMC. Well-known, extraordinarily well-capitalized. I mean, it is a massive Danish bank, so you don't have issues with that. And then finally, IG. Now, IG has been around for about 45-ish years. At this point, you can see that they do offer CFDs, spread betting. CFDs also, of course, include Forex. So let's go ahead and click on that. They are regulated in Great Britain. They are from out of Great Britain, so it would make sense. Just like the other brokers, they have, if the market's open, they have round-the-clock phone support as well as email, those types of things. They do offer 17,000 markets. Now, these are CFDs, so it's not the same as owning stock. That's it's kind of a nuance there that you need to keep in mind. Forex, indices, shares, other markets like options, interest rates, bonds, that type of thing. They also have sectors, so you can trade like an ETF type situation. So when you click on Forex trading, you can go down the page. How much does it cost? Margin. So this is the 1 by 30 basic scheme that you get out of European brokers typically. They do allow weekend trading of major pairs, which is kind of interesting. You can choose MetaTrader 4 or their web-based platform. So you can see the web-based platform there. It's got a nice little news section to the bottom of it. They also offer Pro Real-Time. Pro Real-Time is a top-notch professional platform that typically costs, I want to say it's like $45 a month. They pick up that cost for their clients. Really, you can test your strategy using 30 years of historical data. It's just a wonderful I love this platform. But most brokers don't offer it unless you're talking about stock markets. So that is a little bit of help here. So you can go to the academy to learn if you wish. Live sessions. So these are like webinars, seminars, and online courses. There's some very basic stuff that goes all the way to more advanced. As far as, let's go ahead and go to the help and support. So let's go to deposits, and you can see, how do I deposit? And you just go to the back end and you add. You can do it with credit card, debit card, PayPal, or a bank transfer. So that kind of opens up quite a bit of possibilities. There's all the IBANs numbers and stuff that you will need. This is a broker that's been around for ages. You're not going to have any issues with anything along the lines of stability, whether or not they are well capitalized or regulated. They all fall under the same purview. So, at this point, I suspect it really comes down to some nuances. If you want spread betting, then Saxo probably isn't where you want to go. If you want the ability to grow into a multi-million-dollar account and trade anything on the planet, Saxo is. CMC, IG, both are good for CFDs. But if you want to buy like real stock, not quite the same thing, then that sends you back to Saxo. Can't go wrong with any of them, that's for sure. These are all strong brokerages.